How will the animals feel during the change and flash? Animals will become evil. Many of them will die. You will not understand what is happening and call it a disease. What places on earth there shouldn't be people in during the changes and the flash? Can it be said? Will the Indigo become the seventh race on earth? Will they completely replace humans? No, Indigo will not become the seventh race. Them will be your children. They will be ordinary, though they will know more and be able to do more. When people talk about Indigo, they confuse the tasks of the child and the origin of the child. Now there are many children who can do a lot of things, but this is only their ability. This is not a sign of Indigo. Indigo have a goldish color. A blue color have those who develop their abilities. This is the mind. Indigo does not need to be distinguished or searched for. They should live on a par with people and ordinary children. What they need, they will try to do. Will the resurrection from the dead happen in the next 5, 10, 20 years? Or won't it come for a long time? Why should a man live again when he has done everything? To wait for this is to be in one place. If people engage in resurrection, they will lose their children. The earth will be resettled. This is happening now. What is the cause of the flash? The cause of the flash is a change in the part of the world that the sun belongs to. It should be. Everyone knows about it, including people. You have it written down in the very first books. What can and should people do to save themselves and their home earth? People need to do their job calmly and accurately and do not do other people's business. The flash doesn't obey people. When people are talked about it to, people need to listen. They are not deceived. Does the earth generate its own energy or get it from an external source? Earth is energy. The sun is also energy. These energies are one whole. The sun gets its power from another source that you don't know about. What purpose was the earth built for? It was built for those who are interested in playing constructor. After this the game will be real. Each model that you build will then be made for real. To build like this, you need to learn how to do it. Those who build bad will learn this many times, otherwise the model may break, and they will not know how to fix it. Is Earth a spaceship that is controlled by humans? Earth is not a ship. This is a planet. You can't control the planet because you don't know how it should move. All the planets do it themselves, because it is very difficult and unnecessary for those who live on them to do it. This takes time. What is the role of the pyramid? Pyramids will be switched on soon. They act just like the church. They are switched on from the space. Pyramids are antennas. They receive transmissions for the earth and transmit to everything that is on the earth. Is global warming connected somehow with pumping oil? No. How do you like a world where there are no borders and rules? This world can be good if there are rules. Otherwise, people will quarrel, and they are bad at making peace. They will need someone who will explain how to do it, and who is right. How do you like the PRC and their slogan "One Land, One House, One People"? You can't be like that because you're afraid of each other. They are afraid, too, and they do it under duress. People are not happy there, you can feel it. But it can be real if people understand that hurting each other is hurting themselves. There can be no people who live well and who live badly. Everyone can live either way, but no one should live only just like that. How long will the most difficult period of change last? Is there a chance for those who are now 30, 40, 50, 60 years old to see its completion in their lives? Difficult periods for Earth will be very soon. You will see them. The time cannot be named. If plants, water, and animals are polluted and poisonous, what is it possible to eat and quench thirst during the change, except for plants that are grown under a dome? People will make pills to eat. It will be easy, but people will get sick, because it will not be enough for them. It will be learned how to purify water and create it. This won't be a problem. Then you will learn how to clean rivers and lakes and do it all over the earth. Everyone will like it and always will. When silicon enters the human body, how will its vital functions change? What will this body eat? What will it become in relation to the external environment? Stronger and more invulnerable? Whether there will be disease and aging? People will get better at accepting light from the sun, and they will remember better. But before that, they will have a very bad headache. People will live up to 130 to 150 years, but they will grow more slowly. This means that there will be more children. You will stop being afraid that too many people will die. After the change, will people stop being evil? How will their minds change? After the change, people will not stop being evil. They will become confused. This will make them quarrel even more. Because of this, they will often forget everything, and this will help them make it up. Then they will want to study, but it will not only be at school. How do you think we're really asking you important questions, or is the most important thing something else that we haven't asked yet? What are the real questions we should be asking you? You didn't ask many questions. Why don't you ask about the planets of the solar system, about the sun as a star? I want to ask you too. What does to live mean? Who is a man? Why do you need a beginning and an end? What does immediately mean? What is hate? What does it mean? It doesn't matter. The name indigo itself is a common color. That is, indigo is people with the color of the indigo aura. Our Sasha's color is not indigo. How can this be? I have already said that the very word indigo was simply invented, and that they should be called by another name in another place. Indigo has more than one color. They don't seek to talk about it, because it doesn't make sense. No one is going to tell them apart. Color is not the main difference factor at all. A known color is a transferable, transformational color. It carries a clear knowledge of indigo. That is, there is another color in this color, so to speak. Therefore, indigo is not called as such correctly. In their essence, they are not like this. But there is no doubt that they are more spiritual entities. This cannot be aspected and commented on in any particular way. Indigo does not set as such task for themselves. Why a lot of information about upcoming space and Earth events is coming from other countries now? Why is this happening on a small scale in Russia? People are better at working with information in other countries. People understand better what they are told, but they feel bad at there. In our country the opposite is true. In other countries, there are those who will participate in events more than the people of our country. Also there is one more reason, these countries will be most affected by the change. How do you think Russians will go through these changes? People will feel bad because there will be a lot of poor and unhealthy people. There will be paid little attention to them, as it will be difficult to do it yourself. But that will be wrong. The main thing in this is not to run away from others, because everyone will participate in the changes. When this is understood, people will connect their minds and they will not need the country, because the whole world will be available. The same will happen to people from other countries. They are already preparing for this, because they know about it. Why when you talk about the upcoming cataclysm don't you want to say how best to survive it? Are people doomed? No, people are not doomed. But they have to go through the change like everyone else. No one knows what will happen. This is a rule. Will there be a transition to disembodied existence in the next 6 years? And what is the transition to the fourth dimension? Everybody does it when they die and when they sleep. The 4th world is the world of dreams. You live there too, but you don't understand it. You can live there completely. There is an opinion that before 2012 we will go through such an event as a meeting with other civilizations, Lemuria, Atlantis, Sirius Eons, etc. What do you think will it be? There will be no contact with all of them until then. But many of those who rule countries know about them and talk to them. This will continue to be hidden, because there is a lot of bad things on Earth. More than half of people are afraid of those who live in other worlds. Because of this, other residents can be killed. They don't want to do harm first, make people feel afraid. People should stop being afraid. What does it mean to do everything in life? This means to make yourself. A human makes himself in life. Everyone comes to Earth just for this. Everything doesn't mean everything at once. There is a system of natural Reiki healing/spiritual growth that was founded by Dr. Mikao Yozui in the late 19th century. What do you think about this healing/spiritual growth system? Reiki means to breathe like the world. To breathe like the world, you need to feel its movement and let it pass inside you. If you are ill, it means that your organs are moving incorrectly. The world can set you up. Then the pills won't be needed. A human has never needed medicine. He invented them because he doesn't want to tune in. The stronger the movement, the faster the adjustment will occur. But it does not enter a person forcibly. Only if the person agrees with it. In the same way Jesus did. His touch carried the movement of the world, and his word was even stronger. People are best treated with words. What is love? Why do people search for it but do not find it? Love is when everyone thinks about the other, and he feels it and does what he has to do. Love is the power, the light, that you are given just like that. This is a gift that you must learn to give. Why did people become angry? They feel bad because of the reason that they have forgotten how to give and really want others to continue giving them. Then they sell it or don't give it to others just like that. Because of this, unhappy people appear, because they have no one to turn to. They should be given a gift, but they don't give it, they want them to buy it. And those who applied don't have any money. Then they are told that it is not for them, and it is wrong because it is for them. People stop believing each other and start being afraid of those who do this. Don't do that. Do you think internal irritation depends on a person or on external factors? When a person is angry, no one is to blame. The person is angry himself, not someone else. If you do it yourself, then you agreed to it. You don't have to do this. It's harder if you're already angry. If I get angry, my mother pats my hand or my head, and I quickly calm down. It seems to me that others should do the same. There are indigo, elves, dragons, and many other creatures. Does Sasha agree with this? If so, let him describe these creatures, their goals and objectives, where they came from. How can they be recognized in life? Elves are the last people to find a way not to die. This was their mistake. They found a way to die and used it. Now they go further. The elves left the currents of life for humans. They work, and people can live for about 100 years. If the currents were stronger, people would live longer, but this is now impossible, since the earth is very weak. Currents connect the earth with other worlds that have also become weak. People like you die because they used their currents too quickly and didn't find where they started. Dragons have always helped people. They are their protectors. They loved people very much and were friends with them. When the humans started killing them, the dragons obeyed, although they might have started killing them too. They have preserved themselves in the memory of people and now at least a little help from there. Their help is that they are very smart and can tell you what is known in the world and what is not. Dragons will never appear on Earth again, because they have become too smart for Earth. Recognize dragons in memory can those who can look at the Earth from the side. There are no more elves on Earth. They left the Earth to people forever. The way these creatures lived, people do not understand, because they are very different. Those who left a place for them. People will do the same, even if they don't quite understand it. You say that people will prepare for flights to the planets of the solar system? Will it be publicly available, like many people have cars, or will it be a privilege for not many people? You will fly rarely, because you will not need to do it often. If people fly, they will stay where they went. A person can only have one home. Earth. How many, as a percentage, for example, people will die from these changes? 91.76843561444444. All the same, Sasha, give at least some recommendations on how to prepare, what to prepare, for example, the same canned food. They won't save you. This will take a long time. Canned food will go bad. You should live as usual and not wait for anything, but just know about it. This is one part of your life that you will be ready for. If you die, it won't be scary for you. Don't be afraid. Is there life on other planets of the solar system? On which and what? Will we come into contact with it? You have already known about those who live in the solar system. They are more advanced than humans. The smartest ones live on Venus. They help people most often. At first there was no Venus. There are still those who live on Saturn, but they are already losing their lives. They have very little left. They want to move on, but they can't. Everyone in the solar system knows this. You can't go to Mars. There live the most evil inhabitants. They don't like people. Also, you are treated badly on Jupiter and Uranus. This is a dangerous planet. You can't send ships with people there. They will be harmed. But if the ship is automatic, nothing will be done to it. Now they're tracking human ships near Saturn. What the ships transmit is no more than 30% true. Are there national governments on Earth, the Committee of 300 or something like that? Do they have real power? On Earth, there are those who are more important than all the rulers of countries. There are 11 of them, but there were 12. The other rulers are subjected to them. Who are these 11? Are they not human? And where did the 12th go? Why do these supreme rulers allow wars? This is a very important question. These are not people. They are connected to the earth itself. You call them 12 qualities. One of them is rejected by you. Its source is on Saturn. War is the inability to use the qualities that are given to you. They should help you develop so that you change gradually, but people want to do it quickly and fight. A quick change gives a little insight. You no longer understand these qualities and lose touch with them. The way you have learned to process information now should help you, but you are forcing computers and televisions to do it instead. What they show will lead to war. What can you say about Shambhala, as a brotherhood of highly developed beings? Shambhala exists, but is not stable. It won't last long. It will disappear due to lack of energy coming from outside. People will feel this disadvantage later, when the changes begin. Shambhala was created to support humans as a new species on the planet. This is a research center. It often told people what to do. What can you say about the connection of Shambhala with the civilizations of other planets? Shambhala is not connected with planets. Those who created people are not like them. These are products of mental activity. There are no similar planets to Earth nearby. Life on Earth is one of a kind. There are other planets with different life. It is alien to you. Only some of them can be understood by you. They do not come to Earth openly, because there is no need to do so. Communication takes place on a different principle. There is no need to build spaceships. What is the role of Shambhala in future events on Earth related to changes? Shambhala remains until the moment of change. Then it will disappear. The study will be completed. The Earth must pass the change successfully. This is the task of Shambhala. What is the share of truth in the history of the origin of man on Earth, coming from the Sumerians? The Sumerians are people who lived a long time ago, 27,000 years ago. They often communicated with the creators of people, because they helped in research more than it was necessary. Others participated in the study. They changed people, and the study began to lose meaning in a large volume. People should live on the earth and not leave it. What can you say about the connection between the life of Jesus and extraterrestrial civilizations? Jesus gave people the opportunity to connect with the universe. He did not give a religion that came out of faith. People did it wrong. To believe is to do everything deliberately, not let someone else do it for you. Jesus did not say that he would do all this for people. He said it would be understood by them when they came to him. People should not beg and pray. There are no higher or lower ones in the world. Jesus is not superior, but simply more intelligent. People can become like that, too. He doesn't need to be served. It must be understood. It also seeks to understand people. Jesus is not a man and never was. Each body is a form that can be created quickly. Jesus is not connected with the body, but with the mind, which is everywhere in the universe. Jesus can speak to everyone in the universe. This is what he wanted to teach people. He's not the first. The first time was Prometheus. They came twice. What can you say about the knowledge that once upon a time highly developed beings came to Earth from Venus, 7 Kumar, and influenced the evolution of man? Venus has always helped and is helping the Earth. Those who came from there are still among you. They continue their research and maintain order on Earth. This is difficult for them. Earth is unstable. Venus appeared after all the planets. Those who help you are not people. They don't need bodies, but they use them sometimes. Now not everyone agrees to help you. Your technique came from the mind of the inhabitants of Venus. People need to learn how to work with knowledge in a different way, because what the inhabitants of Venus know is large in volume and speed. Now people understand too slowly. What is called bad on Earth was created partly by people and partly by those who participate in the research. This should encourage people to understand how to work with the knowledge given by others. Why is love so important? What's it? Is it feeling? Energy? State? The law? Essence? Is there something more powerful than love? When a person loves, does he connect to something? If so, what is it for? Love is important because it can connect people who are strangers to each other. In general, people are not strangers, but when they are born, they forget about it. You can touch love and understand that you are not alone. You don't need to touch it all the time. Then a human will stop doing something himself. For people, love is a feeling. For me, it's something like a wave. This is the energy that affects your life. It can be called a law, because one by one people are very weak. But love is not the essence. It only helps to connect, then you need to do something else. There is something that is more than love. Sometimes they touch it when they leave the earth. If you feel this once, you will never live in peace. It's not for people. Those who do not know how to communicate, think that they are alone, can turn to love, which will help them start talking. This is not easy for those who were often alone. That's what love is for. As long as it's there, people won't get lost. You said that the sun and the earth are energies. Apparently, the sun is an energy of a higher level than the earth. Tell us, is energy and consciousness the same thing? Does the sun have consciousness? The other planets, as energy, are more important than Earth or not? Which planets have the greatest impact on Earth? Which planet is Earth most closely associated with and why? What will happen to other planets after the change? The Sun is more energetic than the Earth, but it is very dependent on it and other planets. People will never get to the Sun, but there is something that creates you. Energy and consciousness are one of a kind. Man has a world that he knows, and one that he guesses about. The Sun does the same. The Sun is connected to other stars. You call it zodiac. Important planets of the Sun are Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto. These are stations. They determine the movement of the solar system. Saturn's station is very weak. She lost energy with the latest changes. You must find a way to restore it. Otherwise, the solar system will start to collapse. You will not do this alone. Others who live in the solar system also do this. You are waited for, when you master the technologies transferred to you for flights to the planets and the use of strong energies. Jupiter has the greatest influence on Earth, but Saturn has too. The Earth is most strongly connected to Mars, and this connection is dangerous. After the change, new planets will appear. They will come from beyond the limit of the solar system, because the attraction of the Sun will increase. It will get very hot on Earth. Mercury will disappear, Venus may remain. Why is Earth being helped, for example by the fact that Indigo was sent to it? What does Earth and humanity matter to the rest of the universe? Indigo was not sent to Earth. They come by themselves. This is the connection that is greater than love. They don't want to help the Earth, they want to teach it. It must do it itself. People know how to live in the form they have. It's very interesting. There are few bodies in the universe, and they are almost unused. People have many ways to develop their capabilities, and few people know how to do this either. People teach others how to see one thing through many, how to connect different things with each other, how to search. These are their big advantages. Although people are simple, they are interesting to many, they are not forbidden to communicate. But people don't live in the universe. There's no need for bodies. What if I'm against? If I'm against 91.8% of people dying? If I love them for what they are and don't want them to start getting sick and dying to make room for better people? My opinion will be taken into account and global changes will be cancelled. I understand what you're saying. We shouldn't want this. Perfect people don't come this way. The weak should give way to the strong, so many people think. But the power is not to destroy, but to create. At the same time, you need to understand that you are creating not only for yourself. Those who are used to creating only for themselves and not seeing others should leave. They bring loneliness and despair to other people. They can't do or think otherwise. If they stay, you will also be alone. Not all people are like that, but most of them are. To be sick and die is to know the pain and fear that has been growing in such people all this time. If you don't have it, it won't happen to you. You are talking about things that are difficult for people to understand. You have your own truth that you believe. Others have it, too. People grow up on the earth, but they don't understand it. Do you think it understands you? What are people Indigo goals? Or rather, those who sent them here? Indigo's goals have already been discussed. These are the ones who help with the changes. Indigo come by themselves, and it happens everywhere. Indigo is a small part of what may come. People are also a small part. We come from the same part and know each other very well, but here everyone remembers what they can remember. This is his ability, created by himself. We all come to live. Can Indigo children lie, and was there a lie in this topic? All people know how to lie. This is taught by the life in which they find themselves. Indigo also know how to lie. A lie comes when a person wants it. People talk to each other the way they can. If they can't say what the other person can do, then they're lying. But this is not a deception, but an inability to say the right thing. To cheat is easy, telling the truth is harder, because you need to understand. What can the phrase 6 rays mean, characterize? What can this relate to? Man does not consist only of the body. The 7 rays build his other. Those who have a body do not see this construction, because the body was created to hold the first construction. Man is made up of light. It's not multicolored. One ray stopped giving people its power. This is a ray of truth. Now people will always not believe in what is simple and clear. It will become almost impossible to search for the truth. People will quickly become disillusioned with life and strive to die. When there is no truth, everyone will be afraid that everyone is lying to them. Fear will replace the 7th ray and destroy the others. The more one is afraid, the greater the fear. If you are afraid that you will be killed, then they will kill even more.